Topping today's news, a senior police officer injured at the Independence Junkanoo Parade. National Heroes 2022 announced thoughts given to increasing bus fares and the real estate market bouncing back post-COVID. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jareno Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. Thanks for joining us. It was a high-ranking police officer that was injured in the line of duty early Monday morning as he attempted to stop a group of young men from stabbing a 29-year-old man. The incident unfolded sometime around 6:51 a.m. in the area of Bay and Frederick Streets, just as the 2022 Independence Day Junkanoo rush hour was drawing to a close. According to police reports, police officers observed a group of males attacking the man and intervened. That is when Chief Superintendent Marino Hines was also injured. Before the weekly cabinet meeting this morning, National Security Minister Wayne Monroe shared with reporters information he received after being briefed on the incident by Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernando.
I'm told that Chief Superintendent Hines, who is actually assigned, I think he's officer assigned to the police tribunal, was on duty, intervened to stop the young man being murdered. He himself was injured. I think officers over the rank of ASP are routinely armed, so the public can be aware that officers do put their lives at risk for them, as this is a clear example of it, and do exercise judgment in the use and discharge of their firearms.
The man attacked was stabbed multiple times about the body. He is still in hospital, and according to police, he remains in stable condition. As for Chief Superintendent Hines, he was treated and released from hospital.
My report was that he received, I think it's 10 stitches, and he got days off work. Don't hold me exactly to the number of stitches, but it was a matter of him being stitched and given time off work. And he is a very high ranking officer, but they get down in the trenches as well.
At last report, no arrests have been made in connection with this incident. However, police are actively investigating and appealing to members of the public who may have information or video footage that can assist the police with their investigation to contact the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or 502-9992. In other crime news from the Independence holiday weekend, police reporting that around 10 a.m. on Monday, two males, both of whom were armed with handguns, entered a business establishment on Mackey Street and demanded cash. They were given an undetermined amount of cash and fled the area on foot. Moments later, one of the alleged suspects, an 18-year-old male of Lion Road, presented himself to the hospital seeking medical attention and was subsequently arrested based on information that he may have accidentally shot himself while fleeing the area of the robbery. Police are in search of the second suspect in that armed robbery. Meantime, a high-speed police chase led to the arrest of two male suspects and the recovery of a firearm and ammunition. Police say two males, aged 29, the other one 21 years old. They are in police custody after they allegedly shot at police officers sometime around 12:52 Monday afternoon. That's when officers of the Mobile Division were in the area of East Street and Ross Corner and observed three males in a dark gray Nissan Note acting suspiciously. Officers attempted to stop the vehicle. However, the driver sped off at a high rate of speed, which resulted in officers pursuing the vehicle. While in pursuit, the suspects opened fire on the police, which resulted in officers discharging their service weapons as well. Fortunately, no one was injured. Now, while in the area of Collins Wall, the suspects abandoned their vehicle and were subsequently caught shortly thereafter. Officers recovered a handgun and ammunition along with a small amount of marijuana. During the incident, the 29-year-old male is a resident of Palm Tree Avenue and the 21-year-old male a resident of Pinewood Gardens. Police are actively in search of the third male involved in this incident. National losses due to the COVID-19 pandemic for the period 2019 to 2023 are estimated at $9.5 billion Bahamian dollars. This much revealed in a report on the assessment of the effects of the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic in the Bahamas, penned by the Inter-American Development Bank, the IDB, and the United Nations Economic Commission for Latin American and Caribbean nations. The report also stating that the most affected sectors were the productive sectors that suffered 91% of total losses. Falling under the productive sector, tourism was the most affected subsector, with a total loss in tourism weighing in at $7.9 billion Bahamian dollars. Most of the loss being attributed to a dwindling number of stopover visitors. Of those losses, New Providence is estimated to make up 77.5% of the total. That number is said to reflect the high concentration of touristic activity in New Providence. According to the report, the Bahamian economy is expected to return to its pre-pandemic level by 2024. On the COVID front, with the United States reporting a slight uptick in COVID-19 cases following its independence holiday on July 4th, and with the Bahamas' long independence weekend in our rearview mirror, the concern now is whether we here in the Bahamas will also see a spike in cases. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Dowell telling reporters just before the weekly cabinet meeting that health officials are concerned over what was seen at events during the independence celebrations, particularly when it comes to the mask mandate.
From some of the social media sites that I've seen, there was quite a bit of people at events without the appropriate masks, wearing the appropriate masks. For me, we are once again pleading to the Bahamian people that COVID is still in our country. The cases are of concern, and it is important for us to execute the proper protocols to ensure that we eliminate or minimize the potential of spread and prevent clusters of infections in the country.
Dr. Dowell made specific reference to the independence rush on Monday and the possibility of another wave of COVID-19 here at home. The minister says health officials meet every Wednesday to discuss the challenges faced, adding that COVID is very fluid and there is always a possibility that there may have to be tightening of certain restrictions. However, as of today, he says that is not the intent of the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
But with that being said, things could change. We had a lot of celebrations over the independence holidays. I believe that from the videos that I'm seeing that some of the mask mandates, rules and regulations were not completely adhered to. That can create some potential spikes. I'm watching. And from the outcomes, we will make the final determination of what needs to be done.
When asked if restrictions will be tightened, particularly with the upcoming Boxing Day and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades, the health minister answered with this.
Well, what's different with this parade? This was the People's Junkanoo Parade. There was no barriers. It was nothing really in place. It was really individuals just having fun. With our parades that come in Christmas and New Year's, it's properly structured. We have seating capacity. We have barricades. And we're looking at it because if the cases in the country begin to rise, we would have to execute some additional protocols. Let's hope and pray that we hold where we are today and we don't see these heavy spikes of cases coming into the hospital that require ICU care. But in the event that our Junkanoo celebrations in the Christmas and New Year's need additional protocols, we will make those recommendations and we will work very closely with the Ministry of National Security.
And finally, in this segment, more than 200 prominent Bahamians have been named to the 2022 National Honors Awards, officially announced by the Office of the Governor General on Independence Day. Each year during the country's independence, on the advice of the National Honors Advisory Committee and the Prime Minister, and pursuant to the National Honors Act, the awardees are named. Governor General Sir Cornelius Smith officially announced the recipients. In making the announcement, he said, "These citizens, some of whom are being awarded posthumously, are being recognized for their outstanding service in various areas of our national development." The list of honorees is extensive this year, with prominent figures including former parliamentarian Philip Bethel and historian Gail Saunders being awarded under the Order of the Bahamas as companions. Being honored posthumously under the same is former Deputy Prime Minister Sir Clement Maynard, Carlton Francis, Sir Kendall Isaacs, and Sir Durward Knowles. The list also includes those in the armed forces, including the 4 Marines that lost their lives 42 years ago when the HMBS Flamingo was hit by Cuban military aircraft. In the medical field, Dr. Conville Brown, civil servant Nico Grant, Obie Ferguson Jr., Godfrey Eneas, and family of all murdered victims founder Candy Gibson. The recipients, according to a statement from the Office of the Governor General, will receive their awards on National Heroes Day on October 11th this year. We'll take a break here, and we'll be right back after these commercials.